Hi and welcome to the latest Ancient Egypt news from the third week of July. The Ramesses and the Gold of the Pharaohs exhibition in London has welcomed 110,000 visitors since its opening in February. The exhibition puts on show 180 ancient Egyptian artifacts, including the original coffin of King Ramses II from the NMEC, alongside a remarkable collection of objects from the Egyptian Museum in Saqqara, dating to the reign of the same king. The exhibition also features discoveries from the Egyptian archaeological mission at the Bubastion necropolis in Saqqara, as well as treasures from several other Egyptian museums. Together, these artifacts highlight the richness and diversity of ancient Egyptian civilization from the Middle Kingdom through the Late Period, with an outstanding collection of statues, jewellery, cosmetic tools, stele, inscribed stone blocks and beautifully decorated wooden coffins. While the exhibition Egypt Unveils Its Secrets, Treasures from Egyptian Museums, has welcomed 430,000 visitors since its opening in Hong Kong last November. The exhibition showcases 250 artifacts carefully selected from the collections of various Egyptian museums, including the Egyptian Museum in Saqqara, the Matruh National Museum, the Kafr el-Sheikh Museum, the Luxor Museum and the Sohaj National Museum. It also displays recently discovered artifacts from the Saqqara archaeological site, alongside a selection of objects previously displayed in the exhibition on top of the pyramid, the civilization of ancient Egypt, at the Shanghai Museum. Ancient Egyptian princesses who lived nearly 4,000 years ago were not merely buried with ceremonial weapons, they were skilled archers and physically active women who regularly used them, according to a new scientific study. The research, published in the peer-reviewed journal Frontiers in Environmental Archaeology, challenges long-held assumptions that weapons found in the tombs of royal women were purely symbolic. Instead, evidence preserved in the princesses' skeletons suggests they took part in demanding activities such as archery, hunting and military-style training. The international research team examined the remains of 6 members of Egypt's Middle Kingdom royal family, including 4 daughters of Pharaoh Amenemhat II, whose tombs were discovered at Dashur during excavations in the 1890s. Although the mummies were thought to have been lost for decades, they were rediscovered during a curation project at the Egyptian Museum in 2020. The royal women were originally buried in matching underground chambers containing prestigious grave goods, including bows, arrows, maces and daggers, weapons traditionally associated with elite male warriors. Among the most striking finds was the finely crafted dagger buried with Princess Ita. Lead researcher Dr. Zainab Hashesh said the skeletal evidence demonstrates that these women were accustomed to physically demanding activities throughout their lives. Our findings show that members of the royal family, especially the women, actively participated in skilled activities such as archery and hunting, Hashesh said. Their bones developed in ways that reflect sustained heavy muscle use, directly matching the weapons discovered in their tombs. Although the mummies' soft tissues had deteriorated and their skulls were lost during the early 20th century, the surviving bones were well preserved, allowing researchers to estimate age, stature and sex, while documenting evidence of injuries, disease and muscular development. Princess Ita, who died between the ages of 28 and 34, displayed exceptionally strong muscle attachment points in her upper body, indicating regular use of weapons such as daggers and maces. Her sister, Princess Henmet, who lived until her late 30s or 40s, showed evidence of bone thinning but also possessed unusually robust ligament attachments, suggesting continued physical activity despite age-related changes. Meanwhile, Princess Ita Weret, aged between 20 and 34 at death, had survived multiple injuries, including fractured ribs and broken bones in her foot. Her skeleton also exhibited the distinctive upper body development associated with experienced archers. The study found similar evidence in the remains of Princess Nubhotep and King Hor, suggesting that archery was a common skill among members of Egypt's royal household during the Middle Kingdom. Researchers concluded that the pronounced muscle development in the upper limbs reflects repetitive high-intensity movements required for drawing a bowstring and handling weapons, indicating these activities formed part of daily life rather than ceremonial display. The analysis also revealed that injuries were relatively common among the royal individuals. Healed fractures, including Itaweret's broken ribs, likely resulting from a fall or heavy impact, suggest they led active lives despite their elite status. Several skeletons also showed evidence of infections and nutritional deficiencies. Interestingly, the 4 royal sisters had rare spinal abnormalities, a finding that was found to be related to close family relations and intermarriage in Egypt's royal dynasty. Even with the adversity, the researchers said injuries had healed well and the princesses were able to gain advanced medical treatment for their time. The team hopes future work, which includes stable isotope measurements and imaging methods, will provide a better understanding of the royals' diets, health, family relationships and political roles. Moreover, they aim to preserve the remains using digital technologies like high-resolution 3D models for research, education and virtual exhibitions, in addition to reconstructing the lives of the Dashur royals. They also aim to display the reconstructed individuals alongside their jewellery, weapons and funerary items to see better the history of the Middle Kingdom of Egypt and show a more complete picture. The study represents a significant shift in the interpretation of royal burials, placing the individuals themselves, not just the treasures buried with them, at the centre of archaeological research, and highlighting the active roles elite women played in ancient Egyptian society. As part of its ongoing strategy to improve services, visiting routes at Saqqara archaeological sites, and enrich the visitor experience, the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities, through the Supreme Council of Antiquities, the SCA, has launched a major development project at the Saqqara necropolis. The initiative includes upgrading the site's internal road network and visitors' facilities while preserving its outstanding universal value and strengthening its capacity to accommodate growing numbers of Egyptian and international visitors. This initiative will further strengthen Saqqara's position as one of Egypt's premier cultural tourism destinations and one of the world's most significant archaeological sites, said Minister of Tourism and Antiquities Sherif Fati. He noted that the project will enhance the overall quality of services, improve visitor circulation across the site, and provide a more comfortable and enjoyable experience, while reaffirming the ministry's commitment to safeguarding Egypt's cultural heritage and ensuring its sustainable development in line with international standards. Hesham El-Diti, Secretary-General of the SCA, explained that the project includes upgrading the site's internal roads to facilitate movement between its monuments. All works are being implemented in accordance with internationally recognised engineering and conservation standards, he said, ensuring the protection of Saqqara's archaeological integrity and historic character, while creating a safer and more accessible environment for visitors. According to Amr El-Tayeb, Director General of the Saqqara Archaeological Site, the project also includes a range of visitor service improvements, such as installing seating areas, providing shaded rest stops at key locations, and upgrading visitor amenities in line with international best practices for heritage site management. The area would also include dedicated wheelchair-accessible pathways, allowing visitors with disabilities to move more easily throughout the site and reach a number of its monuments. Staying in Saqqara, an Egyptian archaeological mission has uncovered 3 New Kingdom rock-cut tombs at the Bubastion necropolis. The tombs were discovered at the eastern side of the site's limestone escarpment. The find also includes hieroglyphic inscriptions and architectural features that provide new evidence about the officials, military leaders and elite families who lived during the New Kingdom, while offering fresh insights into the history of the ancient Memphite necropolis. According to Hisham El-Lithi, Secretary-General of the SCA, the significance of the discovery lies not only in the excavation of previously unknown tombs, but also in reconstructing the lives of the individuals buried within them. He added that the inscriptions provide valuable information that enriches the study of Egyptian society during the New Kingdom. He explained that the discovery forms part of the ongoing archaeological study of the Bubastion necropolis. Excavations are expected to continue in unexplored burial shafts and surrounding areas, where archaeologists anticipate uncovering additional tombs and archaeological evidence that will further illuminate the history of the necropolis. Amr El-Tayeb, Director General of the Saqqara archaeological site, explained that the first tomb belongs to an official named Mentuhotep. Its northern wall preserves finely executed scenes of offering bearers and hunting, alongside a large depiction of the tomb owner seated with his mother, Ehotep, reflecting the family's elevated social standing. Hieroglyphic inscriptions record a series of prestigious titles held by Mentuhotep, including hereditary prince, mayor, royal seal bearer, one who pleases the heart of the ruler, administrator, overseer of foreign lands, and overseer of the army of Khabashet, indicating that he occupied senior administrative and military positions during the early New Kingdom. The tomb also contains a burial shaft that has yet to be fully excavated. Archaeologists plan to resume work during the next excavation season in the hope of uncovering additional evidence relating to Mentuhotep's family and career. He continued that the second tomb belongs to Paramwia, also known as Samut, who held the title Great Merchant of the estate of Ptah. Inscriptions within the tomb preserve the names of his wife, Tui, who bore the title Lady of the House, his mother, Atibiu, a singer of Amun, and his 4 sons, providing an unusually detailed record of the family life of a prominent New Kingdom official. The third tomb belonged to Nehesi. Although poorly preserved, surviving inscriptions identify him as supervisor of the house and mention his wife, Nefertah, who held the title Lady of the House. Mohammed Abdelbadi, head of the Egyptian Antiquities sector at the SCA, asserted that among the tomb's most important discoveries is part of a column bearing a hieroglyphic inscription referring to the return of a military commander from the land of Nakharin in northern Syria. The inscription is particularly significant because it not only confirms the tomb's New Kingdom date, but also provides fresh evidence of Egypt's military and diplomatic connections with the Near East during that period, said Abdelbadi. And that's it for this week. This news podcast is brought to you by Ted Laux and GNT Tours. Ancient Egypt News is rated in the top 5 Egypt history podcasts, according to feedspot.com. For 2026 tour dates, check out our website, gnttours.com. Follow us on social media. Thanks for listening to this episode. Please feel free to comment and share. Until next time, thanks again. Cheers. Bye-bye.